whatever he wants to use. The point is, that happened 20 years ago. He was really rude with me. He was, he tried to destroy my self-esteem, and now I'm a voice in the Latin community. That is the point. He can say whatever he wants to say. I don't care.
All right, folks, welcome back. That was an answer to being confronted by, of course, we talked about her for most of the show, Alicia Machado, former Miss Universe. Hillary brought her up at the debate. Now Hillary's putting her out here. Somebody's been abused by Donald Trump. And that was her response to Anderson Cooper confronting her with reports that she, in Venezuela, threatened a judge and drove the getaway car in a murder. And here's the thing, and I'm going to address this with my panel. She says, oh, you know, I'm not a saint. That was 20 years ago, but Donald Trump's the issue. Well, what she's accusing Donald Trump of happened over 20 years ago also. And Donald Trump ruined her self-esteem? I mean, I can't understand how Hillary thinks she's going to get away with this when Bill Clinton, I know it's not Hillary, but Bill Clinton's been accused of much worse, and so has Hillary after the fact. Joining us now on the panel, Jim Hoft, founder of the Gateway.
He can use whatever he wants to use.
Okay, I heard you. I heard you the first time. I don't know why did we not give her enough time? Did I offend her? Jim Hoft, founder of the GatewayPundit.com, conservative blogger and investigative reporter. There he is again. And Roger Simon, co-founder of PJ Media, award-winning novelist, and his latest book, I Know Best, How Moral Narcissism is Destroying Our Republic, if it hasn't already. All right, gentlemen, let me start with you, Jim. You, on your site, thegatewaypundit.com, you have another little nugget to add about this bastion of morality, poor victim that Hillary has chosen to make basically her spokesman.
Yeah, Hillary probably should have done a little research before she put this woman in the debate, because she had a very illustrious second career as a porn star. I put up a couple of pictures, so she certainly is no saint like she says. And she actually should be thanking Donald Trump for having her lose weight, because it helped her in that second career of hers.
So Donald Trump ruined her self-esteem, yet the fact is, Roger, she told the Washington Post that a year before she ever came to the contest, she was bulimic and vomiting up all her food. And then, of course, the accusations, which she did not deny, about threatening a judge and driving a getaway car. And now we find out from Jim and the Gateway Pundit that she was a porn star. And poor Donald Trump said, oh, you're fat. So all hell's breaking loose.
But he was just trying to make some money. I mean, the woman had won the Miss Universe contest, and the next year the job is to go around and do the usual parading around on Miss Universe. Of course, she was gone up 50 pounds, which was like, holy, we lost all our money here. And that's all it was about. But the dangerous thing in all this, and great thing that people like Jim Hoft are around, because, you know, what's the old Churchill line about the lie, you know, goes around the world before the truth pulls up its britches, or whatever. I forgot the line, but you get the idea.
Yep.
I mean, and the fact that the accusation is made is all, it's very cynical. I mean, especially in front of Lester Holt, who, you know, applauded every evil.
Well, I'm shocked that she would, you know, Donald Trump had the good sense not to say anything offensive in front of little Chelsea. I didn't know Chelsea was still 13 years old. But apparently it didn't stop Hillary Clinton. Now here's the thing, Jim. You know, just like they're saying, and they're letting everyone say, and Joe Biden said, and Michelle Obama said today, and the news media keeps saying, oh, Trump didn't pay taxes. Now, again, even if that's true, that's not an illegal thing. It's not a bad thing. Everybody has accountants. Everybody takes deductions. Everybody tries to pay as little as possible. So if he did that legally, and he should have pointed this out, what I'm saying, at the debate, then good for him. But, of course, what's going to come out, and the lie that goes around the world, as Roger alluded to, is Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes, and everybody says, oh, that's illegal, that's bad, that's dishonest, and whatever this woman says. And let me ask you this. What is going to be, and then Wolf Blitzer says today, well, it's going to be very dangerous for the Clinton campaign to, the Trump campaign, if they bring up Bill Clinton's infidelities. It's not about Bill Clinton's infidelities. It's about what Hillary did to these women.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And, it's all of this stuff is, the bias of the press here has gotten so ridiculous. I mean, beyond anything we've almost ever seen, and we've seen a lot, that I have a feeling that it could be, going against them. I mean, really badly, because no one believes them. This election is very weird. It's the pundits versus the people, and we're going to find out.
We will. Jim, what do you think? What do you think? Whether it's at the next debate, which he might not get a forum for because it's a town hall, or beforehand, I mean, when does, let me ask you this, when does he take up these women who are begging him to be part of the campaign, like Kathleen Willey and others? When does he bring them on stage? When does he offer them up as surrogates to go on these shows like this woman has, and do the shows take them?
Right. Well, I doubt any of those shows will take these women. But the truth is going to come out. And I think it's disgusting that Hillary would say this about this woman and use her because Trump supposedly fat-shamed her, when in '98, 2 years later, she was threatening these women who had been sexually abused or had affairs with Bill Clinton, her husband. So there's just no comparison. And this woman, Hillary Clinton, is just shameless.
Yeah, no.
Totally shameless and evil. But there's something, the weird thing about this is, I still have a few liberal friends, and they won't even look at any of it. They won't. If you talk to discuss any of this stuff, they'll walk away. They won't. There is such a polarization in our culture right now that people can't talk to each other. You can't do it. That's what makes these debates very weird, because there's no actual contact of ideas. Nothing is happening.
No, and you're right. And again, if I know we don't, and it's a fait accompli at this point, but if we had an honest media who would be expressing this in the context the way we are right now, about what Hillary did, and about it's all about Hillary, not about Bill's women. It's what Hillary did to Bill's women. I mean, that's never going to get discussed in the mainstream media. Never, never, ever. So Trump, if he's going to do it, had better be clear, concise, bring these women forward, let them explain what happened to them, and then let the mainstream media not cover it, and we'll see how that goes. All right. There's also other things going on, certainly around here. What do you guys make of Jim, of the revelation? I think you and I might have discussed this yesterday, that Barack Obama used a pseudonym. And Andy McCarthy, who was on with us earlier today, wrote a piece that's why the fix was in, because he corresponded with Hillary through the unsecure emails. Don't forget, they showed Uma Abedin, according to the documents released, an email with the pseudonym and Hillary, and she said, "Wow, how isn't this classified?" So he participated. That's before she recognized the name. So he participated in putting classified material out over her unsecure server. So that's why Andy said this was never going to result in an indictment. So Jim, again, this is something that really Donald Trump really needs to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. And I believe this is part of the Trump phenomena. Americans are tired of this. There's an elite class that there's no accountability. There's no repercussions for any of their actions. And then there's the rest of us who have to follow the laws. And I think that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump is doing so well this year.
Roger?
I agree with Jim on that, but I more agree with you on this point, that Trump better try to get this stuff out to the public, because the mainstream media doesn't get it out. I mean, I wrote about that in a recent piece that got picked up on Drudge and got a lot of traffic, but it's mostly from the choir. And that's the problem that both Jim and I have. We're talking to our own audience, but a lot of America is missing that. Our audiences could be big, but it's still a niche, and it's a niche that's listening to this show too. We've got to figure out how to get this information out to the general public.
Well, Trump,
because this particular thing of Obama being on that server is dynamite.
Yep.
I mean, that means we're in the Soviet Union, folks.
And it got glossed.
That's really what it means.
It got glossed right over, Jim. The media couldn't care less.
Right. Well, if one person can shine some light on it, it's Donald Trump. He has a phenomenal knack of bringing attention to certain topics.
Yeah, the problem is, I mean, oh, God, don't get me started again. How many opportunities did he miss? I mean, when she said you consider pregnancy an inconvenience to business, he should have said you consider it an inconvenience to women. You want them to abort right up until the day of birth. I mean, right on down the line, and he did none of it. Anyway, great to see both of you guys. Jim Hoft, Roger Simon, thank you both very much. Up next, folks, a treat. William O'Shaughnessy. Guy is a communications magnate, and he is the author of Mario Cuomo, Remembrances of a Remarkable Man. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I promise you, stay where you are.